appointment setting is going to be one of the hardest things you will ever do. But these 5 lessons I'm going to state here are going to make you an appointment setting machine. Not all online businesses need closers, but all online businesses need appointment setters or people who can incentivize the prospects to get on that sales calls where the money can be collected or the sales offer can be presented. Having worked on more than 24 offers and over a decade in sales, I have seen what works when it comes to getting that sales appointment or even getting the prospect excited to show up for that sales call. So I'm going to be answering some questions that you're thinking. What are the most effective prospecting methods in 2025? How do I build rapport with the potential clients very quickly? I'm going to answer all these questions. So just keep watching and I'm going to guarantee that by the end of this video, you're going to be much more confident with setting those appointments. Something that is not discussed very much often is that being able to set appointments and being able to close deals is really the only skill you need to make money online. Because when I was first curious about how to make money virtually, I started with everything I could get my hands on. I did Shopify stores, I did running Facebook ads, I tried to start a marketing agency, I tried a lot of things. But after I successfully became an appointment setter and moved also into a closing role for one agency, I realized that all agencies are actually succeeding because they're closing deals, not because they were better marketers or had the better solutions. It was because they were just closing deals. So the agencies are outsourcing their work. They make the sale and they outsource the job and the rudimentary in and out operations and things like that. They're outsourcing that away. But they're adding these clients to their portfolio and making their portfolios get bigger. When you are capable of setting that appointment and close a prospect on a meeting, a sales meeting, or even an offer, that's the skill that makes you valuable in any industry. You can even start your own online business when you have this skill, which is being able to set the appointment and being able to close the deal. That's the first skill you need here in this 2-part skill of closing. The second lesson I've learned is never schedule an appointment past 3 days in the future, because people usually forget about you and usually cancel the appointments if the appointment is past 3 days into the future here. They don't even remember that they even booked an appointment with you. But the key point here is never schedule anything past 3 days into the future, because they're most likely just playing with you and just trying to get you off the phone. Which leads me to even the next lesson here, because most people don't like to speak with you on the phone because there are so many options out there. And secondly, you don't even know what the person is doing when you reached out to them or you got them on the phone. They might have picked up the phone thinking, hey, someone is going to give me some money, I might be getting a client, and then they speak with you who's prospecting them. And they hate that. So they will do anything and everything possible just to get you off the phone. As a phone setter, if you're on the phone with the person, that's the only time you're going to be on the phone with them. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what kind of best excuse they give to you. Say, call me back in 2 minutes, I'm just busy right now. That's a lie. When you're on the phone with someone, you even have to be a bit sharper. You have to be a bit more, I would use the word cunning here, to drop the prospect's guard and get them opening up to speak with you. Only very few people you've reached out to actually would be happy speaking with you. Most of them, let's say 90% plus of them, do not want to speak with you, and they'll be doing everything possible just to get you off the line here because they don't like being prospected. Most likely they are also in the same business and they're used to getting prospect with different methods. So you have to find a way to be a bit more sharper on the phone, and also remembering that that's the last time you're ever going to get them on the phone. Nobody shows up to get sold. This is something I made a big mistake on. When you find a role that you feel like this is a role I would like, try and figure out what the company's show rate is. So the show rate for people showing up for calls, that matters. Because companies will promise you that you're going to make all this money, especially when you go on Facebook. Every single company has 3K to 5K plus and the amount of money you're going to be making, and they say it's on target earnings, OTE. So you're going to be making 3K, you're going to be making 5K, 10K plus, just working for this appointment setting roles. Not many companies are out there paying appointment setters that much, especially when they have very low show up rates, right? Because certain companies are still budding companies, they're still new, they don't have that many, they don't have a big marketing umbrella, and they don't have that many assets that you can showcase to still keep prospects interested as they're deciding to show up for that call. Even the prospect that I've already said, hey, yes, I would like to show up for this call. There are not that many assets to keep them interested all the way to the show up for the call excited, right? So you have to figure out what the company show up rate is. Ask the person who's hiring you and make it very blunt. Be as blunt as possible. If you can find this out from other appointment setters in the same company, do that, because it really matters to how much money you're going to be making. Most companies will not pay you unless someone shows up, which is the right way to do it. But you have to figure out the percentage of people showing up. I have worked with companies where only 3 out of 10 people who said yes actually shows up, which is a big bummer, because now you're not getting paid for all the appointments that you think you've already booked and you're excited about, especially when you work very hard, you get somebody on the phone, you're thinking you've done some great magic. It feels good when you've convinced them and they've booked the appointment on the calendar, and then guess what? They don't show up. You don't get paid. It's a waste of your time. People are outsourcing to the Philippines, India and such. There are so many telemarketers that people, they have a high guard against telemarketers. So what I have learned and what I am applying right now, which is my biggest lesson here, is that use video for your first outreach. What I mean by that is I use video and email, which is what I'm working on. You're going to see a video about this here. So this is the outreach that gives me an excuse to now pick up the phone and call the prospect saying, hey, I sent you this here. What are your thoughts about it? And you're also less likely, let's say the prospect has already seen the video and watched the video. Now they are much more familiarized with your voice, number one, but secondly, you're less likely to be disrespected or even blown off as just a telemarketer who's just trying to bother somebody. And trust me, there are so many out there. There's so many people you can hire for cheap who are just gonna pick up the phone and dial and dial and dial. But if you've gone the extra mile, which is what very few people do, which is showcasing themselves, putting something visual that the prospect can see, and then reaching out after that, well, prospect can, number one, respect you and not discard you as just another random person across the sea. Remember, video doesn't mean they're going to be jumping excited to just book that call with you. That rarely happens. So send the video as a way to soften them, disarm them, familiarize yourself with the prospect, but then you still have to reach out multiple times after that. Maybe even refer to the video so they can watch the video. It distinguishes you from everyone else because they can see you're a real person, and you can also convey more value with the video that you're sending here. Now, I'm Kevin, and if you'd like to get an appointment setting role within a week or less, reach out to me. I'm going to help you land an appointment setting role or even a closer role within 1 week or less.